Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I just got in my Autel Evo 2 Pro version 3, and I figured I would do an unboxing since there's not a lot of these on the market at the moment. So I figured I would take the time. I got this directly from Autel. I worked a custom package with them to get the items that I wanted. So yeah, we'll crack it open and we'll go through all the items and see what it comes with. This is the rugged bundle. So by default, it comes with the drone. The V3 came with the Smart Controller SE, but I actually had them upgrade me to the Smart Controller V3, which has the 7.9-inch screen instead of the 6 point whatever it is on the other one. It comes with two batteries, one in the drone and one extra, and I bought an extra drone, or an extra battery, I'm sorry. And then I had them also throw in the charging hub so I could charge all the batteries at once, or at least two of them, since it does it'll do two concurrently. So yeah, we'll go through all the stuff. Obviously it looks like the V2 drone. There's not really a whole lot of difference in that regard. 6K camera. It's got some good weight to it. I mean, most of that weight is the battery. So if you kind of open up the legs a little bit and take the battery out, most of the weight is the battery. I mean, the drone feels super light without the battery in it, so that's how you get the longer flight time on this particular drone, is just due to that bigger battery. But the drone itself is just like the other versions, so there's not much difference there. V1, V2, I suppose. I mean, there's probably some internal updates, but the drone itself looks about the same. We got our battery, extra battery, and then I purchased one more extra, so I got three total. Got our extra propellers, two sets there. There's a charging cord and charging brick. Charging brick also has a USB on there, so you can charge some other stuff, I guess. And then what else we got in here? This is an extra pair of joysticks for the controller. So it does come in the hard case. I don't see anything else in here of note. That's pretty much it. It'll hold 4 batteries total. If you got one in the drone, you can fit 3 more in the case. You can put something over here. The only issue with using this case is that it's not going to fit this bad boy right here. So this is the version 3 Smart Controller. Let's go ahead and crack it open, take a look. I did open it earlier just to look at it. I haven't used it. I haven't used any of this. It just came in today. So this is a damn big controller. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't expecting it to be this big. I knew it was bigger than the other one, but that's a it's a pretty substantial controller. It's probably 10 or 11 inches long, and then probably 5 or 6 inches wide. So I haven't taken the plastic off yet. It's got the built-in kind of stand, antennas, and then underneath here, just like the original versions, I believe, it's got your ports for your charging, etc. It uses a USB-C to charge. I put it on the charger earlier just to test it out. Get that open. So you can see your ports there. You got a full-size HDMI, got USB-C for charging, and then a regular USB for data transfer or whatever else. This particular controller, the V3, comes with 128 gigs of internal memory, which is pretty cool. Got your scroll wheels on the side. Got some buttons on top, power button. Got video over here, camera button on the back there. There's no buttons on the back of the controller like the regular standard controller had, so that's nice. You can see it's got a built-in fan to help get rid of some of the heat there, which is nice. But yeah, it feels really, really well built. Like, it's got some heft to it. It feels solid. Doesn't feel like cheap plastic at all. Like, you know, I think the weight of this thing is probably 3 pounds or so. So it definitely has a good feel. The buttons have a good feel to them. I don't remember where the joysticks controllers are at, but I'll pull those out later. But I have an extra set over here. But yeah, just feels really good in your hands. Got some rubber around the points where the joysticks goes, which is nice. Antennas. Tighten those down. So yeah, out of everything, like everything just feels really well built. Like when I compare this as well as the drone itself, I mean, nothing feels cheap. I mean, it just feels like it's very substantial. I like that it's got the built-in lights on it. I did buy a light to go on the top just for just to follow Part 107 rules. But yeah, it's been a while since I've flown a drone, to be honest. I flew drones early on, back when you know, they didn't have cell phone apps and stuff like that to fly a drone. Everything was manual, so that's pretty much how I learned was you know, flying manually, all the buttons and knobs. There wasn't anything, no smart apps, no smart obstacle avoidance, none of that stuff. Everything was pretty much up to the pilot to make sure your drone didn't get crashed. So this one, it's been a few years since I've flown one. I've flown the Mavic Air 2S recently. I flew the Mavic 2 Pro. I've flown a couple other ones over the years, but this will be my first Autel. I did a lot of research on different drones before I decided which one I was going to go with. I wanted something that was pretty current, so I wouldn't have to upgrade for a while. And I'm planning on, you know, getting into photogrammetry, orthomosaic, stuff like that. So I wanted a drone that had great picture quality, good flight time. This doesn't have any geofencing, which is nice. I live in a rural area, so geofencing is probably not a huge deal here, as much as it is in cities, and we have a little small local airport, but other than that, there wouldn't be a whole lot geofence wise. But I do like that the Autel Explorer app has built-in mission planning and waypoints. So as far as doing orthogrammetry, or I mean photomosaics and photogrammetry and stuff like that, it'll make it a lot easier. I mean, yeah, you can do that through the Drone Deploy, but Drone Deploy doesn't currently support mission planning on the Autel drones. I know they're planning on adding it in the future, but it's nice that you can pretty much do the same thing from the Autel Explorer app and get all the, you know, get your mission plan set up, and then pretty much just use like Drone Deploy to upload your footage and create your mosaics. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I got some other accessories that I bought to go with it, but I got, like I said, I got this package directly from Autel. They shipped it from China, except for the extra battery that came from a U.S. warehouse. The rest of this came from China. It took about a week, a little less than a week for me to get it, so shipping was good. They were really easy to deal with, and like I said, I was able to pay extra and upgrade from the SE controller to the V3. You know, we'll see how that works out. I'll do another video here pretty soon, just kind of going over initial thoughts on flying it and the controller, see how I like it. I haven't really seen anybody use this particular controller other than the V1 and V2, and I know there were, you know, complaints on the V2 and different issues, but I'm hoping this will be really good. So I'll do another video going over my thoughts on flying the drone. Like I said, I'm out here in a rural area, so I can pretty much fly, you know, wherever I want without too many issues. So I'll do some a video with some test footage, range check, see how the communication is between the drone and the controller. We'll do some video recording, see how that works, how the camera quality is. I mean, I imagine, you know, based on the reviews for the V2 Evo 2 Pro, I imagine it should be pretty much the same in that regards. I mean, it's supposed to have a little bit longer range, but everything else about the drone is pretty much the same batteries, everything else. So if you're familiar with the Autel Evo 2 Pro V2, I'm not sure how it compares to the V1, but this should be very close to the V2, just with the longer range and the better RC. So if you guys have questions or anything you guys want to see regarding this, I'm not a photo expert when it comes to all the settings and stuff, so I'm kind of learning in that regards as well. I am familiar with flying drones, but I've never been you know, back when I started flying, they didn't really have, they had cameras, but you couldn't do that much with them. There wasn't any apps really for them. So as far as color grading and all that stuff, I'm not an expert by any means, so that's stuff that I'm kind of learning as I go, getting better. But I will give you guys my honest opinion on both the drone and the controller, and that way, if anybody is looking to upgrade from a previous generation Autel, or maybe even, you know, if you never had an Autel before, and this is, you know, you're looking at one, but you're not quite sure if this is a drone for you. Now, obviously, this isn't a cheap drone. Retail price on the rugged bundle for the V3, I think, is like $2,500. That comes with the SE controller, which is the 6.5 inch. This controller retails for like $1,200. But if you guys contact Autel, if you want to like do a package with this controller like I did versus the old one, then they'll definitely do that. They're really cool to work with. I talked to them on WhatsApp a lot, and they were able to make the bundle just how I wanted it. So that worked out great. Like I said, this hard case is not going to fit this controller. That's probably the only downside, which I mean, I bought a bag. I don't plan on really using the hard case all that much, but as you can see, this controller's far bigger than the SE controller, so yeah, that's not going to work. I mean, maybe I can modify this, but like I said, I think for most intents and purposes, I would just use the carry bag that I bought for the Evo 2 Pro and just go with that. I did buy a whole set of ND and polarized filters for the camera. I bought a strobe light for the top just for FAA stuff, and a memory card, 128 gig memory card to go along with the 128 gigs that's already in the controller. So should have plenty of storage. But if there's anything you guys would like to see specifically or questions as I start testing this thing, let me know. Post in the comments, and I'll do my best to test those things that you guys want to see. But yeah, just want to keep this video short. Just want to do a quick unboxing and initial impressions. I'm really pleased with the build construction and the quality from what I can tell so far, just in how they feel in my hands. You know, for the price you're paying, you definitely feel like you're getting something substantial for that price point. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and like I said, please like, subscribe. I'm a relatively new channel, so definitely helps me, you know, to get subscribers and likes and stuff like that, notifications. I typically do motorcycle videos, but I'm adding this drone stuff and comic books as well, so I do quite a few different things. So appreciate you guys stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next video.